Hey everybody, this is Claire, and this is Small Joyful Things. As always, I go to thrift stores, or I go to estate sales, or sometimes I buy things from Craigslist, and I'm always looking for things that I find really interesting, or that I think you would find interesting. And then I bring them home, try to find out as much as I can about them, and then tell you guys about them. I got something really cool today. I have this amazing vase. I hope this kind of just shows up quite well on camera. This is just something that's really unusual. I ended up picking this up because I found it just amazingly pleasing just to hold it and to play around with it, and I could definitely tell that it was old and well made. I did check it over, ran my hands all over it or whatever. It's in great condition. There's no chips, no cracks, no nothing. The only problem is that the inside of it is quite dirty, and I've had a hell of a time cleaning it. I will probably have to, I would say, spray some more oven cleaner in there, like I did with the Pyrex basket weave, and then just leave it overnight and just let whatever gunk is in there, just let it dissolve or something. I'm pretty sure it's not actually going to hurt it, thankfully. I just can't get over that color. I really do love it. It definitely gave me a hell of a job trying to identify it, but I liked it so much that I decided that I had to have it. If I remember correctly, I paid, I think, $5 or $6 for it. I generally don't pay a lot for glass that I don't see. I mean, that's even still more than I'd like to pay for glass that I can't identify or that I don't know offhand. But the detail in it is just amazing. It just has this incredible texture. And you'd be forgiven for thinking that this is like hand blown or something, but I did find some seams on it. They're just incredibly hard to see. Yeah, I can't even find them now. There might be one there, but I can't quite see it. Yeah, it's definitely come out of a two-piece mold, and yeah, it's that hard to find. It was definitely done very, very well. And I love the effect or whatever, where it's clear at the bottom and then it just has this lovely green effect that fades out coming at the top. That's just absolutely beautiful. I did check it under a black light. It's not uranium or anything. It's, to be honest, even with the style, I was never going to put it prior to the Second World War. This was really kind of feel like a 1970s kind of a thing. This was not going to be prior to that. I've been on a real kick of kind of looking for Scandinavian glass. That's kind of what I thought it was to begin with. And I did a lot of searches, essentially looking for things like icicle glass or kind of glacier glass. I've seen a lot of this kind of texture in a lot of Scandinavian mid-century glass. And it turns out I got it wrong. But anyway, let's measure it up real quick. Eyeball this now. It is about 10 inches high and about, I'm going to say, 4 inches wide at the widest point. And just for the hell of it, the actual neck of it is maybe 2 3/4 inches wide. So yeah, now here's a question. What have I actually got? And the answer is I'm still not completely sure. Once again, I did go to the glass collecting subreddit, just kind of looking for information. No one there could tell me either. A lot of people are also guessing Scandinavian glass of some kind. There's not a whole lot of consensus on it. I did keep searching. It was such a nice piece. I thought it was going to be really important to find out if it is actually something quality. Everything, just based on what it is, says to me that this is a quality vase. It was made by someone who knew what they were doing. It was made by someone who, essentially, it was made to be a kind of decorative piece of art, and it was made to high standards. So here's what I got. I don't know if you're going to agree with me. Basically this. So I found out about this company, Ingrid Glass. And here we go, 20th century glass again. Commonly known as Ingrid Glass, but also known as Ingrid Glass. Ingrid Glashütte, ID Glass, Ingrid Glaser. Information about this company is a little sketchy. They were based in Germany and possibly also Austria. Founded maybe sometime in the 1960s, closed in 1979 due to financial problems. For some time, blah, blah, blah. Among other glass pieces, Ingrid Glass is well known for their variety of textured bark vases, which are often mistaken for Whitefriars. Now that is interesting, but you can see that although this elongated shape is like it's not quite the same, but it is kind of similar. And the one thing that really kind of got me excited was looking at the white vases, because you can very clearly see the texture here, this bark textured opaque white, and you can see that they have, it's not, again, not quite exactly the same style, but it has the same kind of, you know, spread. It has that kind of tapered shape. And the interesting thing here is that you can see the texture, and it has a lot in common with this texture here, the long kind of split ripples, if that makes sense. The stuff that, like, it's kind of hard to see here because obviously this is clear and then colored, and it kind of makes it a little bit tricky to see the texture. But it has a lot in common with this. It has a lot of similarities with it, just kind of in general. I can't find a vase that looks exactly like this, which would be fantastic. That would be a real clincher, I would think. I only have ones that are, you know, similar. So because these guys were in operation for such a short length of time, we have nothing conclusive to say that this is an Ingrid vase. We just have the similarities in shape and the similarities in this texture. I mean, I've got a few other examples here. You can basically get a little bit more, maybe a few pictures are a little bit close, you know, kind of better quality or closer up. And it's so compelling. It's so close to being similar. Like, I can even see here that the rim is not the same as that. This one has a kind of a roll tip. This one definitely doesn't. It has just a plain band. But I mean, this doesn't kind of say anything kind of absolutely conclusive. It's like they had varieties, obviously. This is kind of cool because this is Ingrid, this is Ingrid. I'm not sure if that is, because like this says, Ingrid vases are often mistaken for Whitefriars. So is it possible that this is a Whitefriars vase? Well, if we take a quick look, Whitefriars had this kind of more boxy kind of texture going on. Like you can see a little bit there, this kind of boxiness. I'm going to just hold the camera up. You can definitely see it here, 1960s. That kind of like a crosshatch, and it's not, it doesn't have the same kind of lobes that this one has, or the other pictures of the Ingrid Glass pieces have. You can see there, that's got a little bit more of that kind of like, it's kind of more crosshatched, like not the same style kind of thing. And you can definitely see why these might be mistaken for oh, come on, for Whitefriars. They're very similar, they're definitely not the same. And this just, it's so compelling. Here's a complete selection of them here. Is it possible? I really, that's all I've got. Is it possible? Is it possible that what we've actually got here is an Ingrid Glass vase? I think it is definitely possible. I think there is enough similarities to say, yeah, you know, that's a thing. Let's take a quick look here. Yeah. Again, spent $5 to $6 on it. They don't really sell for a whole lot. That's $17 sterling. I would say that I'm probably going to have to put this up online, and I'll have to list it as just being exactly what it is, which is, you know, a vintage, probably 1970s art glass vase, and then just basically link this video and say, look, it's possibly an Ingrid Glass vase. I don't know if that's going to be really doing much for the quality. But again, the company wasn't in operation for very long, and that kind of means that I don't think there's going to be much by the way of actual collectors of it. It's just a very nice, interesting kind of bark glass vase. Not Scandinavian, more likely to be German. For what it's actually worth, I'm probably going to be selling it, I think, for maybe $20 to $30 plus the shipping. I think that's probably a fairly fair price. And that's going to be after I go through and really do as thorough a job as possible of cleaning out the inside of that. I want to make sure that it really does look its best before I put it up online. Still, it's nice for what it is, and I'm really glad that I found it. So this is my small joyful thing for the day. Thank you very much for watching.